Hello all of you Hellions. Welcome or welcome back, whichever it may be. For this week's shower curtain pick, I'm going with George Romero's second film in his Dead series. This, of course, is Dawn of the Dead. And here it is on the curtain. Right there, Dawn of the Dead. Romero and John Russo co-wrote the original Night of the Living Dead. The title of its sequel was going to be Dawn of the Living Dead. However, Romero and Russo decided to make their own sequels. So Romero's became Dawn of the Dead, while Russo's sequel became Return of the Living Dead. Heads up, there will be spoilers. Here we go. The movie opens with martial law. The zombie outbreak continues to spread because people believe their loved ones are still somewhere in there. Instead of killing them, they lock them away while a cure can be found. The citizens are now being told they can no longer stay in their private residence, no matter how well prepared they are. They are now to be moved to central areas of the city while the dead are dealt with by the National Guard to keep this from spreading. However, there are private citizens that obviously go against this advice and now law. Just like in this apartment building. This whole scene is freaking awesome. I love the zombies, the gore, the husband that eats his wife, the whole thing. It also shows how quickly this thing is spreading and the near impossibility of controlling it. Our main characters are Fran, Steven, or Flyboy, the pilot, Roger, and Peter. These four fly out by helicopter. They land for gas, and here is probably the most famous zombie death of the movie. Peter then is attacked by a couple child zombies. You can see the look of surprise on his face. Well, this was legit. He had no idea that behind that door were children. These two are the only to actually run, and in real life are a niece and nephew of Tom Savini. As the group are flying, they notice a mall. They have the idea of just getting supplies, and then to Fran's dismay, she wants to go to Canada. The others decide this will be a great place to hunker down for a while. It has everything they need. With a risky move, they secure the mall, but in the process, Roger is bit. Wanting to do as much as he can while he can, Roger insists they continue on. It takes no longer than 3 days for a bite victim to turn, if they're lucky. So there's no time to waste. With the help of a wagon, they kill all the zombies inside the mall. Many zombies are congregated around and inside the mall. The reason for this is they still react to remembered behavior and motorized instinct. With the mall secured, at least the inside, the group take full advantage. They make good use of all of the open stores and make a nice living space. I myself have never been a fan of going to the mall. However, if we were the only ones in there, it was the end of the world, this whole thing, I'm pretty sure I would have a blast as well. After a time, even this becomes mundane, until one day, Steven teaches Fran to fly. But, as always, all good things must end. This comes in the form of a motorcycle gang that wants what they have. The gang is led by none other than Tom Savini. Due to budgeting, Savini and his friend/assistant, Tasso Stavrakis, I'm pretty sure I destroyed that name, did most of the stunts. And for his own death scene, he used real cow intestines. The next 10 minutes get nice and graphic with the death scenes. Steven gets turned, and Romero has said his zombie walk is his favorite of all the Dead movies. This is a longer movie, but it really doesn't feel like it. They do a great job keeping things interesting. There's some nice little cameos as well. Romero's wife can be heard getting the attention of all shoppers.
Attention all shoppers. If you have a sweet tooth, we have a special treat for you.
And Romero himself plays the director in the TV studio at the beginning and Biker Santa. Tom Savini, who was unable to work on the first movie due to being in Vietnam as a photographer, chose the zombie's skin color. Even though this movie was shot in color, he went with a gray pallor since the original movie was black and white. Savini was unhappy with the results though. The gray color ended up looking blue once the movie was filmed. Romero was himself quite pleased. He wanted this movie shot as you would see a comic book, so the blue skin worked well for this effect. This is also why Romero went more comedic with this one. There were obviously a lot of really great scenes in this movie, but there was one that stood out to me. It's when Peter told the group an old saying that he heard from his granddad. His granddad was an old voodoo priest that used to say, "When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth." Pretty dark statement, and it really made an impact. Now, in the original zombie movies that were before the Romero movies, dead were brought back to life using voodoo. And then those bodies would exact revenge on those that had done wrong by the conjurer. This is before Night of the Living Dead. It's really cool that they put that in there. It is said that the extras for this movie were given $1, a donut, and a Dawn of the Dead t-shirt. I absolutely love this. Guys, this is a solid movie. The practical effects, the gore, the story. I love how it progressed past Night of the Living Dead and actually even told us more about these zombies, or ghouls as they were called in Night of the Living Dead. I really like the acting. All was amazing. The only hiccup I had was the character Fran. So at one point, George Romero told Galen Ross to scream as the zombies were coming at her, and she said that she didn't want to because she felt that would make her character, Fran, look weak. She sure as shit cried a lot, but that's okay. You know, I understand. I would be very emotional as well if this was going on, but if you don't want to scream because it'll make you look weak, maybe the crying needs to be X'd out also. I don't know. And she always had a very negative attitude toward everything they were doing. They were trying to make this mall their home and just have some form of normalcy and safety, and she was always just kind of a negative wet blanket. It drove me nuts. But even that character cannot bring down this movie. There is a reason that it's so well known, because it is so good. It really is as good as you've heard. 5 coffins. As always, thank you all who are watching. I really appreciate it. If you want, leave me a comment. I will read and respond. And if you did like this, why not subscribe? Stick around for a while, and I'll see you next time.